Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shrimate Jayapataka Swami iti Namane Namo Charyapadaya Nitaya Kripa Pradayine Gaura Kata Damadaya Nagara Grama Tarine. Hare Krishna. I have been asked to dedicate today's discussion to the Vyasa Puja occasion. And some of you here were also initiated recently. And I was thinking that it may be appropriate to discuss some of these things. I will not be able to do for too long today because of some other pressing things. Although it is Vyasa Puja today, I was not able to deeply reflect and enjoy the Vyasa Puja because I went to attend a meeting as soon as the release of the Vyasa Puja book was over. My mind was filled with, what to speak to the contractors and some strategic things, planning and money and huge amounts of other commitments. So I didn't enjoy the morning session at all. So I thought I didn't get the time to actually reflectively offer my homage. I did something officially. So today, since there are other devotees here who are also progressing on the path of Krishna consciousnness very nicely, and there are others here who are also initiated in the past seniors, and there are others who recently got initiated, and there are others who are waiting to get initiated very soon. And this way the situation is ripe to maybe glorify a very great Vaishnava personality. So I will spend a few occasions on that. His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, my dear Guru Dev, I know that he is a very special person, a very, very special personality. And right from a very young age, he took sannyas when he was 21 years old. Prabhupada gave him sannyas when he was 21 years old. And he was sent very soon to become president of Montreal Temple. And then he was sent to India by Prabhupada. I was just imagining Prabhupada 70 and odd years old. And this young boy, 21 years old, American, he tells, go to Mayapur, go to India, go to Mayapur, and start the, Mayapur thing. So these were all very special persons. They were not ordinary. I cannot imagine being able to tell any of these things to anybody nowadays. I don't think even Guru Maharaj says these type of orders to anybody. Time has changed a lot. If we want to ask anybody anything, we have to go in a roundabout way and say, Prabhu, can you think about something called like this? There is an opportunity. And as soon as you say that and all, I don't know, nobody will do that. You can ask. Immediately he will tell, go and ask somebody else. It's so difficult to say things. The type of order that came to Prabhupada from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was also very heavy. Go and establish Krishna consciousness all over the world, publish books. That's one simple thing, but he took it up very seriously and expanded it all over the world. So similarly, Prabhupada also mentioned that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has sent many of you to help me preach in the Western world and in other places like that. So sometimes he did not wait. He knew some people are like that. He just told, where you go and do this. And they also went immediately. They didn't like that the Prabhupada's order to, Guru Das and who is that, what's that famous Mataji's name? Jamuna Devi. and Sham Sundar and all of them. He gave order immediately 3 months after they were initiated. We told them, now go to London Open Center. Swamiji, we don't know anything. We are just new. He said, don't worry, Krishna will help you. They were so shocked. But the amazing thing is, although they were just Americans, they had that strong feeling, we have to go. Guru is telling we have to go. They took it up and they went. And Yamuna, I think, not Yamuna, who said? Yeah, Malini. Malini was pregnant. And they were wondering how to go when you are pregnant. And then Prabhupada wrote to them and said, don't worry. After the delivery is over, you go. Another 2-3 months later, delivered a child. They had to leave within 1 month. Can you imagine the type of instructions that were given and how they took it at that time in America, that is. So that's why I say that these are special people. They were able to do it, although they were in American bodies and all that. So Guru Maharaj is something like that. He was told by Prabhupada that you should preach in Bengali, you should this thing, because he was told to Nath Ji, who is in Chowpatty temple. Prabhupada told that, get him an Indian citizenship. Jayapataka Das was wearing brahmachari clothes with Prabhupada. You should get him an Indian citizenship. He is an associate of Lord Chaitanya. He has come to help in this thing, you must get an Indian citizenship. He told this to him. And many times, I've heard this from Radhanath Maharaj also once or twice. Prabhupada said that he is supposed to. So Prabhupada told him very, very simple things. Prabhupada told him. You should teach English to all the Bengalis and make them devotees. In Mayapur, he told, if you tell Saib, white man is teaching English and he knows Bengali, lot of these Bengalis will come to learn English. They're all oppressed by the Britishers, no? They have a feeling they should learn English. They'll all come to learn English. You make them all devotees. Make them chant Hare Krishna and use them for service. Prabhupada had an amazing strategy and plan. So Guru Maharaj used to do that and get the initial devotees. I've heard some of those things. Nobody will be there in the whole property. I heard from that Prabhupada hut you see now in Mayapur now. When it becomes flood, the hut will become completely filled with water. And they will all be sitting on top of the hut, driving away all the snakes will start coming from the water because of flood. Throughout the night and day, they'll sit on top and eat khichdi. Khichdi will come in a boat. They'll eat for 1 week like that together. Sitting on the boat and chanting japa. Sitting on the top of the thing, chanting japa. Like that, I heard it is not an easy thing to build such a huge thing. Now, today, you see so many devotees. So, not a special, not ordinary persons. This is definitely somebody very special. That Prabhupada told him, you make 50,000 devotees. I could initiate only 5,000, 10,000 like that. You should do 50,000. So, Guru Maharaj has completed initiating 50,000 people. There are 50,000 disciples. It's a phenomenal thing. When people hear it, they say, wow, how has he done this? How has he done this? Sometimes beyond anybody's thinking, they don't even consider him to be ordinary like that. So, amazing person, actually. Prabhupada gave him a lot of services to do. He made him Bhakti Vedanta Swami Charity Trust Director. He said all these in Gauramandala Bhumi, all the places of Lord Chaitanya where he visited, you go find out where it is and you should revive it and make a Peetastan there. You should revive all the old temples. Then Prabhupada told him that all the Gauda Saraswat family, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's disciples, all of them, unite them under the Gauda Saraswat family. They are all my god brothers. And my spiritual master wanted all of us to do things together. It's not happening. For me, I was not able to do because I had to go to the Western world and preach. You should help to do that. So I remember I have attended some of these programs in Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's appearance day. There will be a huge number of disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and his grand disciples. And Guru Maharaj will be speaking in Bengali with all of them. We should be united like that and all that. I didn't understand anything those days. What is going on? I didn't understand the mission of Prabhupada itself so well. I was wondering, this all nothing to do with me. Bengali, I can't understand anything. I used to go sometimes for village preaching. I went for Namahatta and all that. I could not, take it. But for a Western person in a Western body to come to India, to learn Bengali, to preach in Bengali, and to make disciples, and also to know the local customs and preach to the local people, it's a very amazing achievement. Very, very amazing achievement. So we're getting the opportunity to associate and glorify a very amazing disciple of Prabhupada, coming in the parampara and upholding the Gaudiya Vaishnava parampara and serving Prabhupada in a very deep manner. Like I saw that when they were raising the flag, that Brajavilas Prabhu, who is Radhanath Maharaj's disciple, who's taken charge of the project now, he was telling that this Jayapataka Swami flag, victory flag, which should fly always here in the TOVP. And Maharaj has mentioned that he is holding on to his life till he sees the, temple built, because that is one of the things that Prabhupada told him, Jayapataka Swami, I have given you the kingdom of God, you should develop it. So, amazing amount of services, struggling to do it a lot for a long time, and many, many, many challenges. Sometimes people wonder, how is he going through all these things with this type of physical body on the wheelchair, plus counseling people, plus this thing, and plus directing the disciples and helping them to stay out of Maya, and lots of things happen, morning to evening. Every day is like a huge festival, program, preaching. Now he is very actively visiting everybody on Zoom. For him, it is like exactly what he needs. Without traveling, he's traveling. Without he's able to, he's very thrilled about it. He likes to travel so much that earlier he used to travel, once he gave GBC report, I saw, he gave a report that he took 385 flights in that year, which contains 365 days. He gave 385 flights. This was about 20 years back. And the whole GBC, they made noise like that. He was such a heavy traveler. Travel like nothing. Go initiate people there in the morning, fly here down in the afternoon, here this program, evening program there, initiate like that. In one shot in Bangladesh, he initiated 900 people. They love him very much. One initiation program and 900 people. It went on for 3 days, initiation ceremony. So some of the things people hear and they just say, forget it, I can't understand it. Jayapataka Swami, he does things I can't understand. So, very huge volume of service, and his thinking is also like that. He thinks very big in a different way, like a worldwide mission, like Prabhupada wanted to do. So, we are very fortunate to be able to have some association and deal with it. I had a lot of opportunities. I didn't maybe utilize the opportunities very well. I got involved in all these small things in management. Like I'm stuck now with this project, gosh, with no proper manpower to do. I know how difficult it is to do sometimes things. And it's not an easy thing to move anything in the material world. It's frustrating for everybody, not only even for Prabhupada. He was, pushing through. Material world, devotional service is always a challenge. But great devotees of the Lord show us the way. that in spite of the so-called challenges, we must continue to be very determined, tolerant, patient, and increase our dependence on Krishna. Forget that we are the doer of such things and simply act according to the situation, depending on, we never know sometimes how things are going to happen. But if you look back and see, it always happens successfully in Krishna consciousness. We have to continue to chant, continue to depend on Krishna, continue to associate properly. Sometimes we don't know how to associate, how to take advantage of Krishna consciousness and keep good, mature understanding. As we move ahead in Krishna consciousness, we must become more and more responsible for our own Krishna consciousness. If you don't do that, you become stagnant, you become challenged in many ways. If you think deeply, the challenge Krishna is giving you is, you must grow internally. You can't be without growing. You can't just hang on to somebody, some reason, and tell yourself some story and not do it. The mind is always telling you how not to be taking that responsibility of your own Krishna consciousness. When I see Guru Maharaj, I feel the path is a mountain. He takes huge responsibility for his own Krishna consciousness, for others' Krishna consciousness, for the mission, and moves ahead. Very amazing. And all his god brothers always say that, I don't know how he's doing all these things. I don't know. I cannot explain anything. So Krishna consciousness is a thing that happens only by Krishna's mercy. It's not happening according to the way we plan and think. This does not mean we should stop planning and thinking. That's a mistake. We should continue to plan and think in our situation as how we would do sincerely to render service. And it may not happen like that, but it will happen even better than that. It will happen even better than that because it's Krishna's work. And how much can you think and understand what is the best thing? But your intention to do it for Krishna is what is utilized by Krishna. This is what Krishna is telling Arjuna. Nimitta matram bhava sabya sacham. Don't worry about all the details. Are you agreeing to become my instrument? That and all, it will work out by itself. The rest will work out. You don't have to worry. If you're willing to be my instrument, I want to use you. Then the details I will work out. It may not happen like what you think. It may happen definitely better than what you think only. So this is my experience that we can see. For so many years, I have watched Guru Maharaj. So many days I had arguments with him and even fights. But he, like a very nice father, he'll cut me down, chastise, put in place, come back again, engage me. And it's not an easy thing at all to serve. According to the plans of Krishna, your own anxieties, your own understanding, your own maturity. It's a very dynamic happening. So normally Vyasa Puja days are days where you can very reflectively think about your own spiritual life and how Krishna has extended himself in the form of various agencies, Guru in various agencies, and how each of them is very strongly contributing. How Prabhupada has also made a huge arrangement and this thing, and he is still present with all of us in the form of his books, teachings and everything, the form of his followers. Very soon as ISKCON moves ahead, you'll not see any of Prabhupada's disciples at all. Maybe in another 10, 15 years, they may be all gone. They may be all gone. And it'll only be disciples of disciples, and then next and next generations will be different. Will definitely be different. They will all be getting initiated by disciples of disciples of disciples. Right? So I just thought I will reflect with you on these important things. I think they are important for anybody's life. Apart from the material things that happen on the top, which sometimes disturb us and which we think which is the main thing, which is not the main thing. Outside things that happen, is invariable in the world. But Saragrahi Vaishnava means one who knows the essence, that I must look for the honey. I remember once making a video by watching all the bees we have a very beautiful creeper. It gives very good white flowers here. And in the morning chanting time, the sun and everything, very beautiful pictures I used to take. And I should watch the bees so excited, coming and sucking the honey. The flower looks so beautiful. But the bee doesn't get attracted by the flower, by the stalk, by the petals and everything. It goes straight for the honey. Sucks the honey alone and goes off to the next flower. Honey, honey. A Vaishnava does not see the outside, the petal, the flower, the smell, the this and all that. He just goes and Krishna conscious aspect of this person. I want to associate with that. We may be involved organizationally. We may have relationships organizationally. We may have friendly relationships, even materially, having a taste. And we may have spiritual relationships which we don't realize fully. We realize that only by service in the form of devotional service. When we together do devotional service, those points and those instances are the ones that really make relationships. But somehow that gets clouded by organizational things, management and everything. And we don't see beyond that how I'm getting a chance, an opportunity to render service to Krishna. And so person is enabling it for me. Or so person is doing something which is a thankless job. He's doing it. And because of him, or because of this group of people, or because of the institution, I'm getting an opportunity for worshipping Krishna, for doing sadhana, for something. We don't see the invisible things that many Vaishnavas do. They are not seen on the outside, on the open. And Vaishnavas don't bother much also. Whether I am known as a person who does it or not, I must do this. Because they are Saragrahi. I get an opportunity to serve, I serve. Maybe people fault me. Maybe people do this and all that. But still, I must serve. Because that is the order of the Lord. That is the order of Prabhupada. That is the order of Guru, Vaishnava, Hari. And I must never give it up under any situation and circumstance. That is my life. That is what gives me, the real essence. So we must be essence-seeking personalities. What is the real essence of life? Not a material engagement, not simply an achievement materially, not an accomplishment alone. It has to be in relationship with developing our love for Krishna. Developing our love for Krishna is the only real value. Anything that helps us to do it, we must never abandon it. That's the greatest foolishness. You have an opportunity to do devotional service, it has come to you by Krishna's arrangement. You must utilize that opportunity and increase your love for Krishna. Grow it. So Saragrahi means who is interested in how this will help me to increase my love for Krishna. Let me do it in that mode. In between, this happened, that happened, he said that happened, the corona came, and these are all not reasons. Ahai tuki aprihatya apratihata yayatma supratisithati. So it is not possible for anything material to disturb your devotional service to Krishna, Prabhupada said. It is only possible if you decide to stop it. Maya plays a big trick there. So by watching great devotees determinedly perform devotional service, like for me, Guru Maharaj is an amazing example. I remember I was with him in the stroke on that GBC meeting in Bombay. And I was sitting in a particular seminar. It was called Guru Services Seminar. And they called me for it because as a sannyasi, no, I have not yet a sannyasi, as a brahmachari, senior brahmachari. So they called me and I was part of it. And I remember that Guru Maharaj came to the corridor and he called for me like that. I was talking to the deity worship minister, Narsimha Kavacha. We both were joking together. And then he called, so I went and he also came with me. And then they both greeted each other and Haribol, how are you and all that. And then, so you met with the Sarveshwari Das. Yeah, he wants to be Guru. Because I was attending that course, he was making fun of me. So then I turned around and said, I'm already Guru. And then he too looked at it and said, yes, he's already Guru. And he pulled me aside and was speaking to me, was looking very tired. That night he had the stroke. Really extremely tired because he had flown in from Berlin and not slept the whole night from Germany, and he attended the whole day's GBC meeting. And I was thinking, at that time I told him, you look extremely tired. Maybe you should go and take a rest. He said, yes, I'm going to. I want to tell you about this. And something he's told me, some important information. That night I left by flight because my job was over. And next morning I heard Vyas got a stroke. It was so thing. So at that time I sort of understood that, wow, this is maybe the end. And before that, I was on the sannyas waiting list for 10 years. And the complaint went to Guru Maharaj, he's not interested in pushing himself up and taking the sannyas. You have put him on the list. So then Guru Maharaj, I said, I'm not even thinking about time to think about. So many things are going on. I'm running around doing this, that. I was fighting court cases, actually. In Guruvayur and in Bangalore, I was put in charge of the court cases for Guru Maharaj. I was put in the forefront. I was going to Supreme Court, High Court. I don't know anything, but I was learning so many things about ISKCON and registration and charity commissioner and how it works and the law of the government. And I was wondering, crying in the night, what am I reading? Came here to read Bhagavatam until 12 o'clock in the night. I'll be sitting with the lawyer and writing the brief. And he will say, Swamiji, see this? How it's that come out very nicely? And I'll wake up and say, yeah, it's very nice. Then I'll go to sleep on the sofa again. That fellow will keep me awake till 1 o'clock and then leave me. And I was wondering, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Very austere service. Going to the court and then going with all the lawyers and judges. I was wondering, where am I doing? Where am I going? 2 years I did that. At those times, this court case was filed and everything. And this was in 2001 when Vajpayee came here to inaugurate. After that, Guru Maharaj asked me to do this. And I was doing it with great difficulty. I was not able to be present here to immediately develop it. But because he asked me to do this, he said that is very important and only you can do this something. So I spent 2 years on that and I came back. By that time, many things had changed here. Lots of problems were waiting here. So, but what I'm trying to make a point is that Krishna consciousness is so dynamic. If you approach it material mode and with the feeling that, oh, this is difficult to do, all that, like that materialistic mode of I want to be comfortable, I want to be safe, then you will get that. You will get a comfortable position and you can wait. But if you want to dynamically dive into it and accept what comes your way and fight it with Krishna consciousness and pray to Krishna, then there is a faster way of becoming a devotee. Those who take a safe path, there are all sorts of devotees. Nobody says anything, but depends on each. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada's legacy is, he was very bold. He did something which nobody thought of doing amongst all the disciples of Bhaktivedanta Sri Thakur. He thought, what's the use of dying simply like that? I should do something. So he jumped out and 70 years old and went all the way. He tried a lot inside India. And his enthusiasm to do was so much. Enthusiasm to perform devotional service to Krishna. And he became successful. He was not even expecting any success. He said, I just went because I have to go and try at least. And I just tried, it happened. So he told us, you try, it'll happen. It's just your endeavor. Don't think about all these other things that the mind tells you. Don't go by it. And the same way, I see many of Prabhupada's disciples, they have got that. Amongst them, I see Guru Maharaj to be very special. He pushes like nothing. He will never leave an opportunity, however small it may be, for doing some service. He'll immediately go for it. He'll immediately catch it, immediately execute it. Never. Nowadays, I see devotees have a lot of devotional opportunities coming. They pick and choose, they take one, and then they don't do it also properly. This is very weak type of an approach. The more Kali Yuga progresses, I see the more people become weak, mentally weak, physically weak, intellectually weak, spiritually weak, like that. Mandha sumanda matayo mandabhagya hi upadita hai. We must always keep ourselves enthusiastically engaged in Krishna consciousness. One of the most important things I learned from Guru Maharaj to be always preaching, speaking the message of Krishna to many, many people. That if you do, everything else follows from that. This is a secret, actually. The secret that I learned from Guru Maharaj is to be very actively, he preaches every day to somebody or the other, and is involved in something or the other, interested in bringing Krishna consciousness to new people and watching them change is one of the biggest thrills I have had. Watching a person change, in making the biggest turnaround in his whole existence is a landmark. And if you become the person who is doing that landmark thing in everybody's life, what an amazing opportunity that is. People don't understand what is the meaning of preaching. Getting a conditioned, wandering soul to get stuck with Krishna is an amazing thing in that soul's life. He will never forget it. This particular day, I did the turnaround, the U-turn. I heard for a long time and then I knew it has made sense. But this person came and changed my life like this. I may be cribbing a lot. I may be even shouting this thing at you and all that. But still, deep inside, I know, thank you very much. So like that, it's an exciting thing. That's why one thing I understood, that the most exciting thing I have seen is speaking the word of Krishna to others. You don't have to be some great bombastic speaker. You can just catch hold of one person next to your door and tell him you know about Krishna. It's like this. You can speak to your acquaintance, and you should be excited about it. You should be excited about presenting Krishna consciousness to everybody. That's one enthusiasm I always saw in Prabhupada, and I see that in Guru Maharaj, enthusiastic to present Krishna consciousness to conditioned people and help others to be Krishna. If you lose that enthusiasm, everything becomes dull. A lot of things become dull and the mind keeps finding fault with this, with that, this, and then you tend to think that others are at fault and nothing is going on. I will do it properly. You become independent. You try to do it and Maya gets you away and then attacks you, and then something happens. Once negativity starts, we slowly push ourselves into situations which are not very interesting. So to keep afloat, keep always above, is to constantly be doing a sadhana nicely and preaching. Especially male members who are not married, who are waiting. I think this is a great time to do it, because other times, in case people decide to go into Grahastha Ashram, it becomes extremely difficult to do and they regret it so much. So utilizing your time, not selfishly, but to do your sadhana, you can be selfish. Other times you should actually generously give people Krishna consciousness. It is not your property. It's not your intellectual copyright. It's not anything. It belongs to Lord Chaitanya. He only has opened it up. Somebody sent a video to me now of that fellow, what is his name, that he is telling something about Yashoda becoming, it is horrible. I heard it and I said, I don't want to see the video. But, then somebody said he has given a refutation. Oh, who's that? I think Rohit sent to me. Somebody gave a refutation from ISKCON. I saw that. And now somebody else sent me from Singapore. I beg of you, Maharaj, please give a reply to this on video. I saw your video, so you can give. Don't leave this just like that. So, when I see these type of opportunities, sometimes I also think negatively, and I think that nobody's there to help me to do this. I'm not able to do it. So I've been in this lockdown period into a lot of that type of negativity. I'm unable to get help, and I can see clearly that Maya is stopping many things from happening or whatever. And it's a situation for many people in the lockdown period. But how to remain in these situations enthusiastically involved in Krishna consciousness is something we can learn from people like Guru Maharaj and all that. They never allow themselves to be mentally harmed by Maya. Always be happily engaged in Krishna consciousness. I remember once Guru Maharaj told me, Prabhupada told one devotee who was known to be negative and morose, but a very nice devotee. He told him, I order you to be happy in Krishna consciousness. This is the order to you, your devotional order. I order you to be happy in devotional service. And Prabhupada smiled at him. It is lifelong. Prabhupada said, you must never be unhappy in devotional service. My gosh, I have to watch out. It's Guru's order. Because Prabhupada said, it's the easiest thing to do, actually. It's the easiest thing to do because his devotional service is naturally happy. You are the one making it unhappy by your attitudes. Your attitudes. So I remember once that Guru Maharaj came with a big bandage in his leg. He had sprained his leg. And it was Vyasa Puja. So he was on his wheelchair. That time he was okay. And then, this God brothers and all were sitting. I was also sitting there, and Prashadam was big. He comes and distributes Prashadam to everybody on his Vyasa Puja. And all his God brothers come for the feast. I don't know how it's happening now. So someone called him, he was having a big cast on his leg. So one God brother, very, very funny person, he said, oh, Jayapataka Maharaj, you have now become a cast Goswami. Your leg is cast in plaster of Paris. So he said, when did you become a cast Goswami? And so Guru Maharaj started laughing with his hands shaking or nothing. Your leg is cast. And he was laughing. And then he was so happy with this thing. And he was coming back saying, I'm a cast Goswami. He was saying that, looking at his leg, I'm a cast Goswami. Then I remember on that occasion, I had come and said, whoa, your leg is in cast. What happened? He said, what happened? I don't see anything wrong with my, what is wrong with my leg? I said, you heard, is it? Nothing wrong. I'm perfectly normal. Everything is going on as it is supposed to go on. So I could say, nothing is stopping me. I mean, so what? I got 2 more assistants on the wheelchair. I'm continuing doing the same thing that I'm supposed to do. Nothing has changed. So to another devotee asked, your leg is hurt? Where? He said, where? While going on this thing. This thing is hurt to Guru Maharaj. He said, where? I don't see anything. Where? To them, he said. So he was trying to tell everybody, I'm not going to allow this caste to stop my enthusiasm in rendering service. Same way the stroke came to him. He didn't allow the stroke to stop him from devotional service. I know the first time he came, I met him in, after the stroke, I also became very thoughtful. I became so mental. And then he got back after 2 months. He was in coma for 2 months and he got back. He got back and I went to see him and he recognized me. He was not able to see properly. Everything totally changed. He was practicing. And then he came to Mayapur for his first visit. It was one of the most emotional visits that everybody, all the GBCs themselves, many of his godbrothers started crying. He came in with goggles and, completely broken down physically. And all his people, all his Bengali disables were crying, loudly crying. It was such an emotional arrival. He was coming back to Mayapur after some 4 months or something, 4, 5 months, 6 months, I think. And the GBC meeting was going on. And he arrived. He wanted to take part in the GBC meeting. He was physically this thing. And then they brought him. And then everybody came to see him. They stopped the GBC meeting and came. Jayapataka Maharaj has arrived. The whole campus was filled with thousands and thousands of people. And they gave him a grand welcome coming inside. He could not see anything much because he could hear. And it was vaguely dark glasses. Then he took darshan and he was slowly getting back to normal. Then they put him on top of the, in front of Radha Madhav, you see that place. They made him sit there in the corner on the wheelchair and he was given a mic to speak. And what he was speaking has to be heard by another person and told. That time it was very bad. And he was struggling to speak. So you can imagine how difficult it will be. Preacher traveling all over the world and get hit like this. He was very determined. He said, I am addicted to preaching. I have to preach. He said that first. And people started crying, hearing that. All of them were so emotional. One of the most emotional things I have seen. He was struggling to speak and everybody was watching him struggle. He's not giving up. I must speak the word of Prabhupada. I must speak Lord Chaitanya's thing. Seeing his determination to speak. And then he started speaking and training himself to speak and voice therapy and physiotherapy and everything. He started speaking after some time. It was an amazing comeback. And the doctors all said, this is nothing to do with medicine. This is that person only. He only cured himself. They very clearly told. At that time, I was sitting and, feeling all these things. And I was thinking somewhere in the corner, I was standing the pradakshina time. He came and pulled my dhoti. I pulled my kurta from the wheelchair. He was being pushed. He pulled the kurta. I said, who is pulling this thing so much? He reached out and pulled my kurta with his hands like this. No. Then they all stopped. Then he turned and said, I want to take Ayurvedic treatment in Kerala. Arrange. And he went up. He turned, arrange. Because why? In that Hinduja hospital, from there he came to Bhaktivedanta hospital in Chowpatty. And they were keeping him there. And he had not gone out anywhere for so many days. He wants to travel and preach. I want to get out. So he was saying, I'll take Ayurvedic treatment. So I thought, very good. I went and spoke to him. He said, arrange some, they're all telling Kotakal Ayurveda. I said, Kotakal. In my mind, I decided, you come to Coimbatore. So there were all these other senior devotees, his disciples and all that, telling Kotakal is the best, world famous. And I said, you people don't know anything about Kotakal. Kotakal, there is no facility. It's a Muslim town. Only Kotakal, how can you serve him? Cannot do anything. I decided, then they all said Kotakal. So I brought that man. I flew him down. Warrior, the main director, he said, I'd never gone in my life anywhere outside to see anybody like this. Every day, so many patients, you're pushing me through influence. And he was flown in the morning into Bombay. And in the afternoon, he took a flight and came back for his sessions in Calicut. So within that time, the hospital people in Chowpatty, they wanted to be sure They say, what is it? Do you know what you're doing? This man's life is in danger. What do you mean you're taking to Ayurveda treatment? We have been working on him like nothing, and all of a sudden, no, he's who told me. I said, I became the center. And the Guru Maharaj is telling, you bring him, tell them, convince. He just left it to me. I brought that man and put in a big panel of doctors in the Bhaktivedanta hospital. I don't know what I was doing. And I brought him and said, answer the questions they are asking. He said that, he said, yes, these type of people regularly we treat. Then they asked him medical questions. He answered all that. He's very well versed in the big man, director of Kotakala. He answered all that question. They said, okay, so then it's okay. Then he explained, this is what it is. This is how we treat it. And if you want, you can do the physiotherapy and all that. That doesn't matter to us. And all these things he said. Then he left. Then they told me, you know what responsibility you're taking? If anything happens to Jayapataka Swami, you are responsible. And told me. I went and told to Guru Maharaj, they're telling like that. He said, no, I'm not stopping tell them I'm not stopping the other treatment. And so that, okay. So then he has to begin physiotherapy. Whom do you have in Kottakkal to do all these things? Then I told him it need not be Kottakkal, it could be many other places. Like what? He said, Coimbatore. You are from Coimbatore? I said, yeah. So then all of them started saying, hey, he's trying to take Guru Maharaj to his place. It's too much. And all my other senior God brothers said, I said, you want to take to Kottakkal, you take him and go. You do what is required. I'm not going to take responsibility. You know what's the meaning of responsibility? What's a big responsibility I'm taking? If anything happens to him, all of you guys will leave me alone or what? I am alone taking the responsibility. He has to come to Coimbatore. It's the same Kottakkal fellow only. And I argued with all of the doctors and with some of my senior. And went to Guru Maharaj and told, so did you work it out? Yeah. So when am I going to Kottakkal? You're not going to Kottakkal, you're going to Coimbatore. What? He looked at me and said, what? What is there in Coimbatore? He also thought I'm trying to get in. I said, if you go to Coimbatore, not only will you get treatment, you can preach every day. I'll arrange for you online. If you go to Kottakkal, you cannot do any preaching. I cannot take responsibility. I worked it out with him. Nothing will happen there. Your servants will not find a place to stay. It's a small town. There's no facilities, full of Muslims. They'll give you a small cabin. Here, I will arrange a cottage for you. I will give another fully AC air-conditioned cottage. I'll give this. Then you can preach every day. Online, he started giving classes in Coimbatore only first. I will do this for you. His eyes all brightened up. I don't mind. Immediately, I don't mind if you're taking the responsibility. Who will take allopathic doctors and all that? Then he went and told, my massage, who will do? I said, so-and-so will do. How do you know that he knows how to do? I don't think Coimbatore is some big village town or something. It's a big place. And then they said, we want to meet the doctor whom you're going to hire for doing this. And he told me, Guru Maharaj, go answer all their questions and assure them that you can do. Then I don't mind coming. Again, I went to the doctors. They said, you have emergency. If anything happens, you have a nice hospital there. I said, yeah. I'll ask you to speak to that person. I connected that doctor to this. And that fellow said, oh, I know, he's my professor. He's my professor. I said, sorry, I think you know what to do. He got this thing. He said, no, I think this devotee knows what he's doing. It's not that he's irresponsible. For everything, I got an answer. And then we flew him from Bombay to here. It was Vyas Puja. And then after that, we flew him. He came for Vyas Puja to Mayapur. Then after that, we flew him to Coimbatore here directly. We took a car right up to the aircraft. And he was stunned. How did he get the car? And when he got down the car, he got down from the staircase. They brought him in the wheelchair. He got into the car, special entry. And straight I took him to Ayurveda pharmacy and showed him, this is your cottage. In Kottakkal, you will get 1/10 of the space. Even you can't go into the toilet so easily. So it was an expansive space and, big rent of some 3,000 rupees per day or something. I said, no, don't worry, we'll do it. We don't have to worry. And he slowly started recovering there. All the devotees here every day, they were there cooking, dissing, and the hospital management said, you cannot do this here. You cannot bring so many people. He's a patient. You should, no, not allowed. Tell them to go out. Nobody was listening to them. They were Japamala all over the campus. All the devotees are going preaching to the patients. They took over the campus. And they didn't say anything because there's nice people here. And then Guru Maharaj will go every day walking. He will be forced to walk with his pajama and everything. All the patients will come out to watch it because we'll do kirtan, Nagar Kirtan, inside the hospital campus, and he will go to take darshan of, Dhanur, what is it? Dhanvantri. So it was an amazing, every day evening I'll go there. And he will give class online. We will sit and ask questions. Then he will tell me, I want to distribute prasadam. And we have to hold his hand to distribute prasadam. No. Slowly he started improving here only. He started walking with 2 people's support out of the wheelchair. And he was playing volleyball inside the room. They told you to tie a net, give him a ball. And he used to have a volleyball inside the cottage room. We'll tie a dhoti like this. And Guru Maharaj and one person against the other people. He'll play. He'll hit the ball with his hand. And he'll hit it so hard, he'll go and hit the servant's face and all that. This is for you to wake up. He was making fun like nothing. He was having all sorts of jokes being cracked, and they were all having a lot of fun. All the devotees here were having fun every day, going there and Hari Bol, Hari Bol. And the campus, everybody will be watching outside. What is going on there inside that cottage? So much noise, kirtan, that, this. And for everybody who comes, we would give prasadam. It's being cooked there also. So people coming from outstation and all those things. It was a lot of fun everybody had here. But then he decided, I want to go from there also. I want to go to America. Sports, people also they will do this, like this, like this. And then he went off. That was sad because he was making very fast improvement. And the doctor didn't like it, of course. So I thought I'll relate some of these little instances to you. A little leela of my association with Guru Maharaj and try to derive some inspiration for all of you. I'm not such a good disciple. I have failed to maybe do the expectations as expected of me. But I'm trying to do my best. I pass on some understanding and inspiration to all of you in this Friday meeting because it's Vyas Puja. And I have to go because I've already outstepped my 8 o'clock. I thought I'll go. I got excited about today. I didn't make a proper offering. I didn't even did all of you, at least the devotees, have to pay 3 times obeisances and offer Pushpanjali 3 times? Then only the Vyasa Puja is complete. 3 times obeisances, 3 times offering. Uddhava Prema Bhakta is telling yes. Nobody else is shaking their head. If you're not done it, you have to do. Then only the Vyasa Puja is complete. Prabhupada told this to them. He asked them, did you pay obeisance and ask for pardon from offenses? Then he said, useless. He told it is there in the conversation. Useless, go and do it. Then only the Vyasa Puja is complete. Those days, Prabhupada was educating them how to do the Vyasa Puja. So they had to ask for pardon for offenses done and offer obeisances 3 times. Do it. Actually, I did not do it yet from the morning. So I'm going to do it now, and I have a little meeting with somebody. After that, I have to chant 2 more rounds and not finish my rounds japa. Yet today has been an extremely busy day. And then I will sit down and do some other things, emails, everything, and then go to sleep. So today is a little busy. I've got a lot of backlog of things to do. One question, I think he's asking a question. Well, I don't think I'm a great devotee at all. There are many other wonderful devotees doing many services. I am maybe definitely struggling a lot to do, not without doing. I'm quite an active person, but many times I'm frustrated that things are not happening. Things don't happen so easily because doing things with matter is easy in this world, but doing things with persons, inspiring them to perform and act in devotion to Krishna is not in your hands. You can only inspire them at the best by your own action and example. So beyond that, what can we do? So I take it that I'm not able to inspire others, maybe because I am not up to the mark. So maybe I should focus more on my own internal growth and my purity. And maybe I'll be in a better position to inspire others to do. That is the pointer I take it as. Otherwise, Krishna consciousness is by itself very pure and by itself capable of influencing everybody. We don't need any intervention. Chaitanya Charitamrita says you don't need to get initiated for chanting Hare Krishna. And Prabhupada, yesterday I was reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, so nice that Guru More Murkha Korila Sashana. I like that pastime so much. Lord Chaitanya explaining very humbly to the Prakashananda Saraswati and the sannyasis, my Guru considered me a fool and therefore he chastised me. He said that you cannot understand Vedanta. You simply chant the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. It's a very famous shloka. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's teaching you how you should feel in front of the Guru and how you should follow and how you should depend on the holy name. Right? So these are not artificial things that you should bring into your mind and do. Actually, when you very deeply think about it, you know that you're not very qualified. Guru Maharaj was telling today morning about my famous quote with Prabhupada, I brought you your good fortune. And that time Guru Maharaj was feeling very emotional, became very emotional when he was saying that. That he was trying to say that how we can make so many people fortunate by introducing them to Prabhupada, to chanting of the holy name. Why are we not doing that day and night? It's so important. It's so urgent. If we simply get engaged in that, many things personally that we have will get solved. So one of the things that you could do is to see how to bring a lot of college boys, youngsters into Krishna consciousness. They're all suffering. They're really suffering. And they're thinking they're enjoying. But if you can somehow every day meet 4 or 5 people, talk to them and endeavor and pray to Krishna, pray to Guru, pray to and ask somehow or the other they should become Krishna, active Krishna consciousness. It's not that we simply go and do so. I distributed the book. I took it. He did not. What can I do? We're disconnected way. You actually connect it with Krishna, your effort. Pray to Krishna for this person to take up Krishna consciousness. Krishna is waiting for you to connect up. But if you treat with Krishna, I have done my devotional service now, I chanted my rounds now, why are you not giving me bhakti? He will not give it to you so easily. He wants you to get emotionally involved with him. He wants you to express your devotion to him personally. Personally. Right? So I think that we have wonderful devotees here. All of you are, doing many services, trying to. So we can all of you definitely can sit together and determine yourself to do things properly in a mature way. That was the thing that Guru Maharaj was saying. Be mature devotees. 2 times he told that. I noted that down, that he was saying, concerned that my disciples, many of them are getting swept away by Maya and they're not understanding maturely what this is. So it is our responsibility to be mature in Krishna consciousness. Reflect on it deeply every day. Express yourself, write every day something about your realization in devotional service. Take it seriously. It's not just a hobby. that a weekend I should do this, every morning I should do this, and that's it. The rest of the time I can do something else. You have to be involved and get more and more involved and deeply cultivate an affair with Krishna. You have to fall in love with Krishna. You have to make that the real goal of life. Every day you have to measure how much my love is increased. 0.0001, very good. So much percentage, okay. By reading, by chanting, by preaching, by doing seva, and watch dynamically. And this thing, it's a business of life. It's not just a hobby. It's not another vocation. It's not that my job, my other material life only. It's all meant for this purpose only. So I think you can become convinced, dedicated by deeply reflecting, reading Prabhupada's books with a purpose. Seeing Prabhupada's life is amazing. Amazing example. I read his life history. In fact, earlier I was telling him to read every morning some selected portion. His life history is amazing from the young age. So we should get inspired by Prabhupada's life, his teachings, his books, and preach. And don't allow the mind to depress you. Don't allow it to become mental. Even if there is some problem, some challenge, face it with Krishna consciousness. Pray to Krishna. Take association. Hear Prabhupada's this thing. Be determined to be in Krishna consciousness. That's all. There's no other thing that we can do specially. Krishna's mercy is available to do that. Okay? Om Tat Sat. I'm wishing you all a great, wonderful Krishna consciousness future till the next Vyas Puja. Om Tat Sat. Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki. Sorry, I had to leave. I like to sit and talk and talk and talk and discuss. But the project is already killing me a little bit. But after it finishes, we will have a lot of things to do.